Welcome to the Northeast Divide podcast, and thank you for choosing to listen to us. I'm your host, John Lane. I'm here with Anth, as I always am, and we're here to talk about the two largest football clubs in the Northeast, Newcastle United and Sunderland. Well, normally we are, but tonight we're doing something a little bit different. This episode is sponsored by Mama Lane Crafts. If you order with them through the link that will be in this video or on your audio podcast that you're listening to, your first order, you'll get 10% off that. So please do check that out. So tonight we're doing Jon versus Anth. This is the quiz of all quizzes. So basically, me and Anth have both gone away. We've written some questions for each other. So I've written some Sunderland questions, Anth's written some Newcastle questions, and we're going to quiz each other. And I'm sure it's going to be really nail biting and really close. So we've got 3 rounds. So we've got a retro round, we've got last season, and we've got a penalty shootout to finish off. So should be very exciting. So the first question of the retro round. Anthony, you ready?
Yes, I am indeed, John. I apologise to my fellow Sunderland supporters in advance. I have a brain like a sieve. I have trouble retaining information at the best of times, so I apologise in advance.
Okay, well, this is obviously mind games, listeners. So we'll see how this
at
goes.
all, honestly.
Right, here we go. So question number 1 of the retro round. So Mickey Gray missed the penalty that cost Sunderland promotion in 1998. But can you name 2 of the players that scored for Sunderland in that shootout?
In the penalty shootout?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's any 2 Sunderland players that scored.
Yes.
I'll give you a point.
Nicky Summery?
Yep.
Oh, man. Hold on. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think he was in the first 11, man. Hold on. Nicky Summery and Alan Johnson.
It's correct. So well done. Well done. Great start. Okay.
Praise be.
All right, Anth, hit us with your first question.
Right. Alan Shearer's first goal for Newcastle United. Who was it against?
It was against Wimbledon. It was at the Leazes end, and it was a free kick.
Yes, it was. Okay, then it was. Do you know what? I was going to go for a really sort of dodgy sort of answer there as in question. I was going to say Lincoln City in a friendly on the 9th of August 1996 at Sincilbank. But that is the goal he scored in the league, correct? Yes, and it was a fine finish as well.
I wouldn't have known the first one, in fairness to you, so fair enough. All right, okay. Question number 2 for yourself, Anth. So Sunderland famously won at St James's Park in 1999 in Ruud Gullit's last game in charge for Newcastle United. But what was the score when the sides met at the Stadium of Light later that season?
Oh, that's a right good one, that. 2-2.
Is correct. Well done. I tell you what, clean sweep so far, Anthony. You're apologising to your Sunderland listeners.
Well, I think did Phillips get both that day? I think he did for us, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is a good one actually. The late great Sir Bobby Robson's first home game in charge at Newcastle United. What was the score?
It was against Sheffield Wednesday. We won 8-0. Alan Shearer scored 5.
He did. Aaron Hughes got 1. Kieran Dyer got 1, and the late great Gary Speed got 1 as well. Yeah, good result. Good result.
Yeah, wasn't a bad start, was it? His first game in charge was at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, and we lost 1-0.
Yes, you did. That was going to be another question. To be fair, yes, it was.
Okay, question number 3, Anth. So between their first promotion to the Premier League in 1996 and their relegation in 2017, how many years have Sunderland spent in the top flight? So that's between 1996 and 2017, and obviously you've had some relegations and promotions in the middle. But what we want to know is how many seasons you've spent in the top flight in that period of time.
12.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. 16. So,
oh man.
So 1997, you came up and you went straight back down.
Yeah.
And then you got promoted in 99 and you were up for 4 years. You got relegated in 2003. You then came back up in 2005 for a season. And then you came back up in 2007 and you were up for 10 seasons between 2007 and 2017. So, yeah, 16.
Very good. Very good. You got
There you
us with
go.
that one. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Right, this is a pretty random one. This because I was like, I know you're very good with your stats with regards to your football team, your beloved football team. You are a statter, so it was one of them. But this is quite a random question, and it's a modern day player actually. So it was just when you were talking about like Isaac the other week and his dogs and what have you. This that, and the other. Anyway, Joe Willock when he moved from Arsenal, he bought a dog to help him settle into the northeast area. What is the dog's name?
Are you joking me? That's not a football question. I have absolutely no
Sorry,
idea. I'm gonna have to guess. I'm gonna guess like Bobby, but I don't
Do you
know.
know what? I wasn't far off, to be fair. I honestly thought you were going to throw a curveball in this quiz, right, at me.
Right,
So
okay.
I thought I'd get the curveball in
You get
before
one
you.
back. All
I
right,
thought
okay.
I'd get in there because I know any kind of statistical question, you're just like, yeah, I've got that. Teddy is the name of the cute little dog. So there you go. So now you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly. Right. Okay. Back to football, everyone.
Right.
All right. Okay. In 2014, Sunderland beat Man United in the League Cup semi-final. They drew 3-3 and then won 2-1 on penalties. I'd like you to name the Sunderland goal scorers from the two-legged tie.
Oh, all of them. Dear me. I don't know. Phil Bardsley scored.
Yep.
I was in the
There's one.
Chillingham Arms. I was in the Chillingham Arms watching that match with my best
Like the
mate.
chili. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I don't think people liked me. I kicked the table so hard to silence myself and stop us from jumping up. Anyway, Phil Bardsley. Oh
Yep.
God, me brain. Oh, I really can't think. Pass. I don't know.
Wow.
Brains.
Okay. So Bardsley, as you know, scored
Yeah,
the goal that took you to the penalty shootout at Old
he
Trafford.
did.
Fabio Barini
Ah,
and
you know
a
what, man?
Ryan Giggs own goal.
Yes. Yes. Oh, right. Okay. That was a tricky
Okay.
one. That was a tricky
Yeah.
one. That.
But you'll notice, Anth, that was a football question. Just want to throw that out there. Right. Okay.
Anyway,
Come on.
little Teddy, yeah, little Teddy. So yes, now I know this player at Newcastle United Newcastle United support. Sorry, are very fond of him. So the Mackham Slayer, Shola Amiobi. My friend's got a T-shirt with Mackham Slayer on a picture of him, which is delicious. So Shola Amiobi, famously known as the Mackham Slayer, a very popular player amongst the Newcastle faithful, bit of a legend. How many goals did he score for Newcastle United?
Oh, in total. I thought you were
Yes.
just going to ask him
Well,
for. I know he scored more goals in Europe than Sunderland have. I know that stat. That's one of my
thanks for
favourite
that.
stats.
Thanks for that.
Total goals for Newcastle. Well, he's not scored. I know in the Premier League he's not scored. So if you think Callum Wilson's broken the record, hasn't he? So he's like the second highest Premier League scorer, and he's got like 40 something. So it'll not. I don't think it's going to be too high. I'm gonna go that he's scored. This is a bit of a guess. I'm going to say 43 goals. Shola Amiobi scored for Newcastle.
Well, no. I'm hoping
Okay.
this is correct because these are the stats I've found, and these are
Okay.
reliable sources. I could be wrong. I'm sure someone on the True Faith podcast will call us out for this, but
Possibly.
allegedly 79 goals. 79
Oh, right,
goals.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So not
He must have
bad
scored loads
statistics.
in Europe and in cups and stuff because, as I say, he's not scored as
Yeah.
many Premier League goals. Okay. No. Like, I mean, I trust you.
I wouldn't.
More fool me, probably. I know exactly. Right. Okay. Last question. So we're still locked at 2-2 here. So it's been a good tight start. So, final question of the retro round. So between April 2013 and October 2015, Sunderland famously beat Newcastle 6 times in a row. What's the aggregate score of those 6 games?
Oh, man, I was at 3 of them.
Unfortunately, so was that.
So, right, okay. So the 6 in a row we're talking, yes?
Yeah.
The aggregate score. So how many
Yeah.
goals? Obviously, Newcastle scored. We scored.
Yeah.
2-1. Hold on. 3-0. Oh, hold on. 2-1. I'm just trying to do the mathematics in my head. Can you tell?
Yeah.
I might as well have an abacus in front of us. Hold on a second. So yeah, I am that old. Shit. 2-1, 2-1, 3-0. No, 7. Oh man, this is difficult, man. 3-3, 2-1, 10. 10. 10. 10-2.
Right. You ready?
Go on then.
So 14th of April, you beat us 3-0.
Yep.
27th of October the same year, you beat us 2-1.
Yep.
1st of February 2014, you beat us 3-0 again.
Yep.
You then beat us 1-0 on the 21st of December, just before Christmas. Well, not say who scored. 5th of April 2014, 20. I think I put my years wrong here. 2015, I think that is. You won 1-0 at the same light, and then you won again on the same light on the 25th of October, 3-0. So it was 13-1 as the aggregate
13-1.
score
Come on,
over
lads.
those 6 games. Yeah. It doesn't matter now because we've beaten you since, and you knocked you out the FA Cup, and you've had more than 6 years out of the top flight. So, but I'm not bitter.
Yeah,
not
not at all.
all right. Okay. Last question, Anth. Go on.
Right then. In what year did Newcastle win the very prestigious Intertoto Cup?
Intertoto Cup.
Yes.
I think. Right, I'm torn between 2 years here. I'm gonna go 2006.
Well done. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Well
Scott
done, man.
Parker was captain because it's that
Yes, he
famous
was.
picture of him holding the certificate. And
Certificate, yes.
he was given the captaincy when Shearer retired,
Mhm.
and he was only captain for 1 year. So
Yep.
that's how I managed to plug that together.
Well
But
done.
yeah, we
Well done.
won the Intertoto Cup that year, and then obviously played in the UEFA Cup, as it would have been, or I don't think it was the Europa League quite yet. So at the end of the retro round, it is Anth 2, Jon 3. So, but it's been really tight start. It's been really competitive, and we've had mostly football questions, so it's been good. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next round. So this round is called Last Season. All right, so every question has to be based on last season to keep it current and modern. And these are probably the questions that we're going to struggle on the most. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it really is.
Mind you, just wait for penalties. That should be fun. Right, okay. Anth, first question. What's the highest position Sunderland were in the table during the season last year?
Did we not top the table at one point? Or we were second at one point? Ooh. Second.
I'm afraid the correct answer is 4th.
Balls.
Okay.
Mike the Delta balls.
Okay. Go on. Hit us with your question.
Okay then. What was your highest home league attendance last season?
Well, now it's 52,000 and something. I'm going to say 52,287.
I tell you what, you weren't far off. You were 60 out, man.
You're joking.
52,227 v Chelsea on the 25th of November last year. Well done.
Okay.
That's not far off, man.
Yeah.
Not far off at all.
I mean, you got to remember that, like, obviously you sit in the stand and and it's always going to be 52-2 something.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
it's very. I don't think it ever gets as high as 3. It's usually 2. So,
of course.
Okay, I'll take that. Okay, next question. What date did Sunderland hit those heady heights of 4th?
Oh God.
Now,
the date.
actually, that's a bit of a harsh question.
To be fair, mine was.
I tell you what, if you give us the month, I'll give you the point.
Hold on. So, October
is correct.
Oh, that was a total guess. That total guess.
So 4th of October, you hit 4 in the league.
That'll do. Happy with that. Okay then. Who scored Newcastle United's first goal of the season, 23-24?
It was Newcastle Villa. It was Sandro Tonali.
Very well done. Very well done.
and the stadium absolutely erupted. And I was actually, I
Yes.
didn't get to watch that game. It was my wife's birthday, and we were driving back from the Lake District, and she was pissed off that I had it on the radio.
Oof.
And I'm thinking like I'm on a fan podcast. Of course, I'm going to want to listen to this.
Of
Like,
course you are.
So I think she was lucky that I'd decided to go to the lakes in the first place. Anyway, we're not getting into that.
Well, happy wife, happy life, as the saying goes,
Uh,
or something like that. I don't know.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Right. Next question. Who scored the most goals for Sunderland last year?
Jack Clark,
Is correct. Do you know how many you got?
15.
Is correct. You don't get an extra point for that, by the way. I just thought,
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Where's the next question? Where am I? Hold on a second. Who made the most appearances for Newcastle United last season?
Oh, I know this. Bruno Guimaraes.
Correct. I know he's your
I think
favourite, isn't he?
Anthony Gordon's a very close second.
Yes. Yes, he was. Yes,
Very
he was.
close. But yeah, Bruno, because Bruno played every game apart from the game he was suspended for against Bournemouth.
That was it. Yeah.
Everyone else got injured pretty much, and
Mhm.
Anthony Gordon stayed fit, but then he missed the last game of the season. But then he also had 2 1-game suspensions to serve. So there you go. A little bit of extra fun context for those people who probably don't give a shit. Right, next question. Who had the most assists for Sunderland last year?
Ooh. Oh. Jack Clark.
I'm afraid not. It was Dan Neil with 5.
What? Hold on. Was that a Sunderland question? Dan
Yeah.
Neil. It was a Dan Neil, wasn't it? I thought you said Dan Burn there. My brain's
Definitely wasn't Dan Burn. Yeah, it was Dan
No.
Neil. Yeah, Dan Neil with 5.
Dan Neil,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Never mind. Dan
Okay,
Neil.
go on then. Hit me.
Right. In the 8-0 win against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, which I was fortunate or unfortunate to watch. To be fair, it was a great performance by us. Sheffield United were pretty poor, but that's
They
not
were
taking
fucking
anything away.
terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible. But that's not taking anything away from the ruthless performance that you put in. Newcastle United became the first team to do what?
To have 8 different goal scorers.
Well done. Yes, indeed. So
Yeah.
Longstaff, Big Dan Burn, Botman, Wilson, Gordon, Almiron, your favourite Guimaraes. I can never pronounce the surname.
Guimaraes.
Guimaraes. Yes, it's got that little thing above the E, isn't it? And obviously Isaac. So yeah. Well done. Very good. I thought that was going to be a difficult one, but obviously not for you, John. Not for you.
It's one of those stats that just pinged in the head at the time, because it was like every time there was a different goal, like I think we were starting to go, hang on, that's another different goal scorer.
Yeah,
It just kind of, and I think the record was, I said the record was 7 before. So yeah.
Pretty good
Well, actually,
stat.
it might have been 6. Yeah. Oh, it's a great.
Pretty good stat, I like.
Right. Last question for you in last season's round, Anth. After losing the 3rd round FA Cup tie in Newcastle, sorry to mention that. It was 3-0, by the way, in case you forgot. How many points did Sunderland win in the league in their remaining 20 games?
Oh, what? That is brutal. That is a brutal question.
So Newcastle strolled up to the black and white bar, won 3-0, and then you had 20 games left in the league after the FA Cup exit. How many points did you win in the league after that point?
You just could not resist that, could you? You could not resist that. Hold on a second then.
Serves you right for Joe Willock's dog.
Well, I know that was so random. God bless Teddy. Anyway, and I hope it's let him help Joe to settle into the Northeast. It certainly has, I think. So let me think. How many points did you say?
Yeah.
How many points did we accumulate? Not many, I don't think, because we went on a bad run of form after that, didn't we? As far as I'm aware. Wow. 22.
16.
Wow. I didn't think it was wow.
Yeah. And that's how much, and that is how much the form crashed, as you say, because I think you finished the season on 52 points.
Yeah.
So if you think, actually, when you played Newcastle, you already had, 52, 32, so you already had like 36 points in the bank. So
That
Yeah,
is a shite run of form after
yeah.
a defeat against our bitter rivals at the stadium. Like, did you mention that earlier, John? The FA?
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
I
right,
don't think I have.
yeah,
No, no.
no, I don't think you have
Last
enough.
last question, Anth.
Right, okay, a nice, decent one to finish on. Actually, who won the Newcastle United Player of the Year?
Oh, I'm torn between two here.
Let's
It's either Gordon or Isak. I think. I'm sure it's one of those two, and I'm gonna go with Anthony Gordon.
correct. Well done, John. Correct. Well done.
So after the last season round, Anth is on 4 points, and I'm on 7, and we're now going to penalties. So this is how this is going to work. So Anth has
Right.
picked a game.
Yes.
Anth has picked a game, a Newcastle United game, and I've picked a Sunderland game. And what me and Anth have to do is we have to name alternately the starting 11. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll tell each other now what those games are that we're trying to name. Now, for every player we miss, that's one player. Basically, the maximum points you can get on this round is 11. Okay. But if you miss one, the maximum points you can get is 10 and 9 and so on and so forth. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to alternate it. So, and with Anth being behind, he's going to go first. Okay. So he'll give his first player first, and then I'll give mine, and so on. So, Anth, what game have you picked?
For Newcastle United, yes.
Yeah.
So obviously, yeah, it's the thrilling Champions League game, Newcastle v Barcelona. We all know the score.
Hang on, Barcelona. So we're going back. Hang on, I was thinking the game from this season.
Oh, this
Just gone.
season. Oh, you
Yes.
do right. Well,
Right.
no.
Okay. So you haven't done that.
No, I
Brilliant.
thought it was just from a classic game as such.
I
So
tell you what. Okay. I tell you what. Okay. Fine. We'll do that. We'll do
a
that.
classic game.
I've gone for a really boring game.
Oh.
Obviously because it's you lot. But so this is Newcastle Barcelona 1997. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
This
I
should
mean,
be really interesting, actually. Yeah. Okay.
I was working in Newcastle at the time, and I worked at
Yeah. Yeah.
National Rail Inquiries, and I remember being at work, and there was televisions all around, etc. And it was a great atmosphere. To be fair, even within the workplace, everyone was getting involved. So yeah, I remember coming out of work and being swept up by the whole atmosphere amongst the Toon supporters and thinking, "Get me home now." But anyway, yes, a classic game. So Newcastle v
Right.
Barcelona.
So I've picked Sunderland versus Ipswich from the first game of the season
Oh,
from
for fuck's sake.
23-24. So I've gone a slightly different because I think we've had
Oh,
cross wires and communication, but it's
yes, we have.
fine. It's fine. So Anth, who's your first player that you're going to name?
Our first game of the season, Ipswich, yeah?
Yeah, at home. You lost 2-1, by the way. Just in case
Yeah,
you know.
we did. Thanks for that. I think Broadhead got both, didn't he? Or Broadhead got one, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, thanks, Nathan. Jack Clark,
Yeah,
there's one.
that is
That's
correct.
yeah, Jack Clark.
Right.
That is hard.
I'm gonna name Shea Given.
Correct. Well done.
Okay.
Excellent. Oh, right. So another one for me. Ipswich at
Yep.
home.
Hmm.
Obviously, Pato in goal. Anthony
Yep.
Patterson in goal.
Right. I'm gonna. I normally try and do this in a logical order, but I think I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to go for Stino Espria.
Yes, yes, indeed. The hat-trick hero, wasn't it? Hat-trick hero.
Yeah, I think I'd be worrying if I didn't get him.
Yeah. I'm old school here. I'm with a pen. I'm ticking them off. Right. Okay. So, right, back to my lot against the Tractor Boys or whatever the nickname is. Anyway,
It is the Tractor Boys, yeah.
it is
That's
the
right.
Tractor Boys, isn't it? Aye. Let's have a think. So, Dan Neil, obviously in midfield.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's good. Right.
Okay. I'm gonna go Keith Gillespie.
Keith Gillespie providing the ammunition. A terror down that wing, wasn't he, that night? Fantastic performance. Old school winger performance. Yeah, very good, very good. So, yeah, well done. Right, who have we got? I'm going for Big Dan Ballard in central defence.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes, that'll do. Try to think who he's partnered with, man.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. Hang on. Just remember, I've got to remember back like almost 30 years here.
Do you know
From a
what?
game that I didn't attend.
Do you know what? I remember old school football statistics better than obviously modern day statistics. I do, because I used to read up on a lot of football and soak all the information in, but I struggle with last season, to be fair. Struggle.
Right. Okay. Okay. This, I don't know if this is going to be a wild card. So basically, obviously, if I miss one of my penalties, then that means that I can't. That means that's a point I can't win. Essentially, I'm gonna go with Yondal Thomason.
Yes, indeed. Well done. Well done. Didn't set the world on fire at Newcastle, did he? I mean, he excited supporters to a certain extent, but then he went. Was it Milan he went to?
You know what it is, right? With Yondal Thomason, I'm gonna die on this hill, right? If Alan Shearer doesn't get injured in pre-season, Yondal Thomason is a legend at Newcastle. Like, honestly, that pre-season, right? They were banging the goals in as a partnership, and he looked electric. And I was thinking, God, it was that thing where I remember Les Ferdinand being sold, and I remember thinking it's all right because we've got Thomason and he's been class. And then Shearer got injured, and the rest is history, essentially. Yeah. But that's a hill I'd die on. That he would have been a legend at Newcastle had that not happened. Right, back to the thriller from the Steamer Light at the start of the year.
Oh, the 2-1 loss against Ipswich, so brilliant. Try Hume, obviously.
Yeah,
fullback. Yeah,
you know he got sent off in that game.
He did.
Yep.
It didn't tarnish his season though. He had a very, very consistent season. Very, very good player. Very good player.
Right. Right, I'm starting to struggle now already. This name's coming back to me over and over again. And because of kind of the players we've already named, it doesn't make much sense, but I think it's correct. And I'm going to say Ian Rush. No?
He was on the subs bench, I think.
Right.
I think he might have been on the subs bench. I thought you were going to name another old school player there who might surprise people who was in that first 11. But
no, I think I know that one, and we'll get on to that. So hopefully I'll get that one right. Okay.
There's no shame in that one because I think a lot of people would struggle.
I think there's a photo of him. I think what it is there's a team photo, and he's in the team photo, and it's before a Champions League game, but it's probably not this one. And I think that's what I keep seeing this photo in my head and seeing Ian Rush there, and I'm thinking, did he really? But yeah, he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, go on.
Oh man, I'm trying to think who was injured at the start of the season and who was fully fit, because if they were fully fit, they'd definitely be at left back. Full back. But Trey Hume, was he playing across central defence or was he at full back there? Dennis Serkin? Was he in the first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking, is he injured? Was he injured? Right.
Okay.
That'll do.
Right, here we go. Right, I'm going to say Stuart Pearce.
No Stuart Pearce either.
Oh,
no.
Wow, okay.
No, but again, that's another answer that, may have been on the tip of people's tongues, to be fair. That's yeah.
Well, if he's not in the squad, I think I know who I think I've worked out who the left back would be. Right, okay. Go on, Anth.
Back to me.
So you've not missed a penalty yet. 3, 4, 5. You've taken 6 and scored all 6. So you've got 5 more to name.
I'm trying to think. Was AJ in central defence? AJ, at least central defence with Ballard, or was he out injured?
I'm gonna, So that's a no from me.
Damn.
What's his full name?
I just call him AJ.
AJ. All right. Elise. Yeah, no.
Elise, yes.
Afraid
No.
not.
Was he injured
No.
then? Yeah, he was injured, I think. I just think
Okay.
he would have been our preferred central defensive partnership. Big Dan
Right.
Ballard and him, like, yeah.
Right, back to business here. John Beresford.
John Beresford, well done. I'll give you a red tick for that with me big all-colour pen. There you go. Old school. Excellent. Well done.
Right. Okay.
Now, let me think. Oh, my word. I honestly can't think. We were lacking in attacking depth because we just didn't have one really striker-wise, or we weren't confident with our striker options. Oh, my God. I really can't think. My brain is addled. Let me think. My brain. Oh man. Did Amir come on, or was he a sub? Did he get given a chance in this game? I'm going to put my neck on the line, Louis Amir.
I'm afraid Louis Amir is incorrect.
I'm sure he got given a chance in one game from the start, and I thought that might have been it at the start of the season. Unfortunately not, but never mind. Oh man, my brain, honestly.
Right. Okay. Let me have a look. I'm going to say Warren Barton.
Warren Barton is correct. I
mean, it would have been quite embarrassing had I not got that, because Warren Barton on Trueface Patreon channel does he basically has a feature every other month called the Pro
Yeah.
Review. So yeah, if I hadn't got Barton and Gillespie, who both feature on that, then yeah, there would have been hell on probably from some of my other stable.
Well, I'm still trying to think who was in that first 11. I'm struggling even to name any of the squad at the moment. Anyway, let me think. I'm trying to think.
So you got 3 more shots you can take here. So you've
3 more shots.
You've taken
Right.
8 penalties and you scored 6.
Like I say, I'm good with the retro stuff. Obviously, you know, the Premiership years and what have you, but the modern day stuff, saying that's been a while since we're in the Premiership, hasn't it? But we'll not go there because you went there earlier, John.
Yeah, I did,
so
yeah.
you did. So let's see, shall we? Oh my word. Honestly. Trying to think. Midfield. Oh, Dan Neil, who's partnering him? Oh my god, I can't think. I honestly can't think. Who's helping them out in midfield? I think we were totally undecided on our first 11 at the start of the season. It was just a case of, right. Do you know what? I'm struggling, man. I'm really struggling. I can't even think of a name. Honestly. My brain is that addled. I'm going to have to put it over the bar, unfortunately, because I'm completely lost off.
So you're not going to attempt to name any more players?
You know what? My son is going to be so disappointed in us with regards to this, because I've not only let myself down, I've let him down.
You have. Right. I'm going to... no problem. Anytime. Right. So I've got 3 more that I can take here. So I think I've got 6 right. So I need to name another 3. I'm going to say John Barnes.
You are correct. John Barnes. You get a red tick for that. Well done.
I'm gonna go unless you can think of another player and it's come back to you. I'm gonna give you another chance to take a penalty.
Yeah. Bellingham. Job.
Okay. Yeah. Spot on.
Right.
You just need to take the pressure off a bit, didn't you?
Oh, aye. Honestly, it's been a hard day.
Has. I'm gonna go Robert Lee.
Was Robert Lee in there? Yes, Robert Lee was in there. Yep. Great play.
Okay.
Vastly underrated by some quarters, but he brought a lot to the lot of the squad.
Last shot, mate.
I don't know if he was in the starting 11, but I'm gonna Chris Rigg.
Chris Rigg, afraid, is incorrect.
Balls. Adidas Tango balls this time rather than Mitre Deltas anyway.
And then the last player I'm going to go for, let's be Barnes, Barton. I haven't even got a centre half here. I can't even think. Steve Howie.
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Well, I think you've still done better than me, to be perfectly honest.
So we've both got. Man. I think we've both got 8. So which actually I don't think is too bad. Let's have a look. 7. I think you've got 7. Yeah, and I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think you've beat us.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I got 8.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well done.
Right. So I'm going to go through the 11 for you to put you out your misery, listeners and Anth. So in goal, Patterson, back 4 of Hume, Ballard, O'Nien, and Sirkin.
Shite.
And then you've got Dan Neil and Equa. And then you've got Roberts, Job, Clark, and then Semedo up front.
Semedo? That's Louis Jimenez. Yes, me brain. Again, apologies to all Sunderland fans out there. I am, not just a disappointment to you, but also probably me family. So,
on that note, can you name the 11, the Newcastle 11? Because I'm really intrigued now.
I can, yes. So, Shea Given in goal. At the back, you had John Beresford, Warren Barton, Philippe Albert, well done. Watson as well.
Steve.
Yeah, Watson.
So probably, God. So would he have played Watson centre half?
I think he did. I think they did that night. Yeah, I think he did that night. So that will show you how versatile Steve Watson was. Another very good player for us. Very good player.
Really underrated player, Steve.
Massively underrated man again. And a really nice bloke off the pitch as well. Apparently, I've watched a few podcasts with him in it. Really good crack as well. So who else? So David Batty.
David Batty.
Yorkshire Terrier man. Yorkshire Terrier man. Obviously, did I mention Robert Lee? You mentioned Robert Lee earlier.
Yeah, Robert Lee, John Barnes,
John Dahl Thomason, Barnes, Asprilla, Thomason, and Gillespie. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
So he must have played. So he must have played Watson centre half and played Barnes on the left and Gillespie on the right with Asprilla and Thomason through the middle.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Wow. Well, that was really good. So final scores on the doors. So Anthony got 7 in that round. I got 8.
Well done.
So you've finished John versus Anth on 11, and I finished John versus Anth on 15. But I tell you what, that was closer than probably you thought it was going to be.
I tell you what, that was stress-inducing. That was awful, man. Do you know what? I can stand in a pub with my best mate, and he can regale us with Newcastle United stories, and I can regale him with not many great Sunderland stories of recent years. But anyway, we do that, and I can recall all sorts of facts and figures. But tonight, brain addled, but well done. I thought it was like a classic game of any era as such. But well done for that, because that was quite difficult, to be fair. Very, very difficult, in fact.
No, and I think the thing is with that 11 as well. If you think Shearer was injured at the time, so I think there's and I think there'd been a lot of change from that 96, that 95 to 97 entertainer side. There'd been a lot of movement out of the club as well. Like the name Timurica Spire kept coming back to us, and I thought he definitely didn't start against Barcelona.
Yeah,
so that almost tripped us up as well. But no, really enjoyed that, Anth, and we'll have to do that next year. And you've got an idea of kind of the rounds and stuff, and listeners and watchers, viewers, whatever, would love to know kind of what quiz rounds you'd like to see, what questions you may have like to throw at us. How did you do against these questions? Kind of where did you rank when all was said and done? Be really, really interested to hear from you there. I'm going to remind you again that we're sponsored by Mama Lane Crafts. Make an order. Mention Northeast Divide podcast, you get 10% off your first order. And keep listening. If you like the video, please press like. If you've listened to it and you've enjoyed it, please rate it. Give us feedback. And of course, we're on Instagram and X and Facebook. So find us and give us some feedback. But we will be back next week. Thank you very much and goodbye.